You're going to have to keep up with me because I'm going to jump from subject to subject. And when I say subject to subject, well, although I'm talking about politics, I'll be talking about voting, which is an instrumental part of politics. I spoke about equating Moses taking the Israelites from Egypt. To me, that equates into politics also because of the bondage part and minorities being in bondage mentally. Just to wrap up the voting part and the current events, the point that I want to make is people get out and go and vote. You're going to hear more from me. This is just my first podcast. There's going to be a lot more to come. But before I finish off this session, I have to give a shout out to my nephew, Addison Scott. He is one of Dallas Cowboys' #1 fans. Why? I have no idea. But I want to give him a shout out because guess what? Against all odds, they still made it to the playoffs.
Who that?
Dallas.
Who that?
And one thing I know for sure that I want to do is I want to get Addison Scott in this studio so he could plead his case on why he feels as if Dallas will be winning a Super Bowl.
Everything going through New Orleans.
Everything going. Okay.
Everything going through New Orleans, baby.
Hey, did y'all hear this guy? Did y'all hear him?
Who that?
Yeah, he's from.
Who that?
He's from the Boots.
Who that said they gonna beat them Saints?
The Cowboys. But yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna jump from all different types of subjects, and especially during football season, you're gonna hear a lot coming from my mouth and probably some special guests, especially if you consider yourself to be a diehard sports fan. So it'll be good to know what you have to say on In the Know. But I want to get back to another important issue with voting. I really, really, really think that in the African American community, when you have these people such as Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington, well, not Denzel Washington, because Denzel Washington, a lot of people don't know, but Denzel Washington, him and his wife, they donated a lot of money to the hospital, the Veterans Hospital in San Antonio, Texas, to help burn victims. And so I'm not going to say him because he also, I think, supports the Boys and Girls Club. All of these are just basically organizations that's within the United States, and it helps to better individuals within the United States. Later on, I'm going to get on the topic about these celebrities such as Oprah Winfrey, who opened a school in Africa, or Will and Jada Smith, that basically travels to South Africa, and the other actor, I'm trying to think of his name. He played in Django, people. He's a black guy. I know him. He played in Django. Jamie Foxx. Yeah. Jamie Foxx. Yeah. And Jamie Foxx and what have you. I really don't like when you have these celebrities, they have that money, and then they go to another country and they're supporting these people where that if they really searched hard, they could find people in Woodville, Texas that doesn't have indoor plumbing. Okay. So guess what? You could go into these small communities and make a difference. And you make those differences, that might influence people or convince people the importance of going out and voting. So that's going to be one of the call outs on one of my shows. I'm going to just put on blast every minority person that invests in other countries and not in their own country and their own people. I'm going to have one show that I'm just going to talk about every celebrity that I know that I think should be doing more for the African American community, especially in the rural communities.
I think you just put them on blast.
Oh, I did? Well, you know what? They're going to get blasted even harder. Hey, and if y'all got any problems, Hey, all you got to do is contact In the Know, and we can discuss this. You're more than welcome to come and sit with me and tell me your thoughts and views and tell me what I got wrong. Because, hey, what am I? If I don't know, I don't know. What do you think?
If you don't know, you're not in the know.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it is a new year. So let me tell everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and all this other stuff, whatever your religion is, yada, yada. But it is a new year. So I would like to tell everybody, regardless of what your religion is, it is a new year. So with that being said, Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope that everyone has made them some realistic goals for 2019.
Resolutions.
Yeah, there you go. Realistic resolutions. I know my resolution is I want to increase my income by $1,000 a month. That's my goal, to increase my income by $1,000 a month. How I'm going to do it, I have no idea, but I know the Lord will make it work. Hey, but once I increase that, it's not all going to me, people. I have a team. You know what I'm saying? With my team, everybody eats. Somebody might eat a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but everybody eats.
Hey, everybody don't work the same.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, let's see what's another topic we could talk about. We did the sports. Oh, entertainment. Oh, well, I don't have my entertainment guru here with me. Her name is Corbeth. Corbeth Nyangili Scott. I really can't pronounce her name good, but I'm going to have her on the show with me and some other guests to keep us in the know as far as that gossip stuff, because, you know, some people like to know what's happening on Housewives of Atlanta or Housewives of New York or the TV show. I can't even think of the show. The TV show with Empire. Yes, Empire. Yeah. And that, speaking of Empire and that organization, Fox, people, y'all don't realize, going back to politics, Fox News, Fox headquarters is such a racist organization. I don't care. They're just a racist organization. But the sad thing about it is the political arm of Fox is the racist part. But the bread and butter for Fox is minority shows. That's where you got Empire. That's where you got stuff like The Simpsons. They cater to African Americans to make the money, but then on the flip side, when it comes to politics, they're keeping their foot on African American necks. A lot of African Americans don't realize that, but hey, someday your eyes are opening, you'll see what's going on. So I really boycott Fox, except for football. In conclusion, I'd like to just finish this podcast with my closing thoughts. And my closing thoughts, I'm going back to the subject at hand, which is politics and voting. And once again, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, is voting affects every aspect of your life, from the food you eat to the water you drink. And if you don't realize that, and if you don't start taking that as being very, very important, well, whatever's going on in your life, if something's not going right in your life, well, think about it. And maybe you voting could actually change things to make things better in your life. And I know from personal experience, because I vote regularly, and whenever I have issues with agencies and so forth, I contact my United States senators, my United States congressman or congresswoman. And because of the fact that they know that I vote, well, guess what? They respond almost immediately when I contact them. And so I'm not saying that you have to vote to contact your representative, but you probably will get a better response from them if they know that you are a registered voter and that you actually do vote. Because in politics, especially with this season, we realize that every vote really does count, because in some locations, an election was decided by less than 100 votes. So those people that didn't go vote, if things didn't go the way you wanted them to go, such as like what's happening in America right now when it comes to this border security that the president is talking about, to the government shutdown and everything else, all of this stuff, it was created simply because people just didn't go vote. And should I say, not that people didn't go vote, the people that went and voted, they got what they wanted, which is basically a president that cares not about the country. He only really cares about the bottom line, and he only really cares about those individuals that's in that arena with him. And when I say that arena with him, I'm talking about the ones that are rich, because the way I look at it is, how rich do you have to be? And that's more of a personal thing. I'm not knocking anyone because they're rich. If that's your cup of tea, fine. That's your cup of tea. Be rich. But just remember, you can't, when you die, you're not going to be able to take it with you. And 9 times out of 10, your family's probably going to be fighting over it. So with that being said, my closing statement is, people, get out, make sure you go register, and make sure you vote. I look forward to talking to you guys on my next podcast. If you're interested and have any questions that you might want to ask me, or comments that you want to make, you can easily follow me on Twitter at In The Know with J1, or Instagram InTheKnow_ with JPS. Facebook is In The Know with John Paul Scott. Just make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, In The Know with John Paul Scott. I'll basically keep you updated. I'll probably have a lot of posts on there from news agencies that I frequent every morning, such as CNN. You probably never see anything posted from Fox. You can also follow me on Twitter at In The Know with J1. And I look forward to getting your questions, your comments, and what have you. And I also look forward to the next airing of the podcast. And I hope you enjoyed everything that I've said. If there's something you disagree with, like I said, you can always contact me. And there's nothing wrong with healthy conversation. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week for another session of In The Know.